it'll give everybody a different flavor than what we had last week on the show when we were on the south side of the field. So we've got some heavies inbound, usual fare for Vancouver. It's nice weather this morning, actually. We're at 12 degrees Celsius. As I was driving in, the radio news was saying we're expecting a high of 20 degrees Celsius today, which is, I believe, the highest temperature we've had since last summer. So anyhow, guys, we've got a heavy on final, so I'm going to cut this short because I want you to see this. Ooh, you got some heavy smoke action there, guys. Look at that. The brakes are working overtime this morning. So that was our London Heathrow service, Air Canada 861 inbound from Heathrow. That would have been a nice flight to be on, actually. So the sound that we're getting is we've got a rotating beacon here on the north side. So we're getting electrical interference from the beacon. And that is just something we're going to have to live with. It is part of the it's a part of the furniture if we're doing a show on the north side. So we are aware of it. So he'll be parking here on the north gates. Oh, geez. Sorry, guys. Ciao. That is the problem of being a one-man operation. I was sorry. My apologies. Completely missed that. He was due in much later. See, as I was focused on the Air Canada, I just could not see, and I was not aware that the JAL was on finals, so I completely missed it. I can't get everything. That is the limitation of being a one-man operation here in Vancouver. It is completely impossible to be focused on aircraft in the frame and not be aware that there's something on the approach. So it is what it is. And same for the chat. I'm gonna have to take a break from the camera to check the chat out. So I'd like to welcome Jeanette McKenzie, Robert Maynard, Ian Deco, Fernando Suarez, Relaxing Frustrations, Jonas Burke, Jim Gemmel, Tina Blue, Vision Thing, Jane Chu, Susie B. Thank you all for joining today, our show. Allison Bowers. That is Vancouver Island, those mountains in the background. So that's 40 kilometers from here. It's a ferry ride from Vancouver. And you can see there is snow on the Vancouver Island mountains that are visible in the background. And I believe the... I've got the Vancouver Tower running in the background. I'm not sure if it's audible. Yeah, so this was JAL Tokyo service. Yeah, unfortunately the ATC is through an app on my phone, and I've got the volume turned as loud as it can be, so I'm not able to get the ATC audio any louder. Sorry guys, we have a See, I almost missed it. We've got another arrival here. Actually, guys, I think this was the Heathrow service. The other one must have been a Toronto. That was late. So this, I believe, is our inbound Heathrow service. So this guy is going to be taxiing to inside the Horseshoe. So let's have a look what's going on the north gates here. There's the WestJet. So the tower chatter that we can hear is those are all aircraft that are landing on the south side of the field. Pasco is Pacific Coastal Airlines, so those are the aircraft landing now on the other side, which are out of our range of view. Let's have a look at the chat. Wow, Kevin. Thank you so much, Kevin. That's awesome. Much appreciated. Very generous. I hope you're enjoying the show this evening. Straight from the guys and girls. Little donation to Henry. It's actually our second live stream to the masses, Kevin. Yeah, we were live this time last week from the south side. Now we do have an aircraft on finals. We'll move into position. Q400. Matt Healy, thank you. What's the difference between a Dash 8 and an ATP? Good question. An ATP is basically a modified, or I should say an advanced version of the Hawker Siddeley 748. It's a low-wing aircraft. Dash 8 is a high-wing aircraft, but they both seat a similar number of passengers. I believe they're around 70 passengers each. They're both commuter aircraft. They date from the same era. Wow. Loopy, Matt Smith, Spotting TV. Yeah, so the Lynx is 10 minutes out. For the Lynx, we'll have to see what runway he uses because, heck, I'll just put myself on camera and kind of explain that to you guys here, if I can. Okay. So for the Lynx Air, the Vancouver Airport Authority put out a tweet or some social media update that he's going to be welcomed by a group of aviation enthusiasts from the South Terminal platform, which was where we were last week. So it's hard to say. They may vector the aircraft into the south side or the north side. So it's a 50-50. We'll just have to hope that he shows up on this side, but let's see what happens. So welcome TPE Sam, Dora Gerber, Becky Davies, Matt Smith, Gail Leary, Wolfgang. Thank you, Wolfgang. Welcome to our show. Buddy Bradley. Yes, welcome Lynx Air to Vancouver. Exactly. It's their first day of service. I hope it's a successful flight for them, and I hope they have many years of successful service to Vancouver. Thank you, York Jeff. Len B42, TPE Sam, Chris, Owen, Aero Aviation 1. Okay, yes, it was Owen, thank you for that. That the MAX was delivered to Lynx Air on the 14th of February. Good to know. Hello, Jonathan Curran. Amy, Sue, Lawson, yeah, thank you guys for being here with us this morning or this evening over in the UK. We've got an eye peeled to the approach for the Lynx. We'll see if he shows up on the north side. Ashok, hello from India. Great to have somebody from India watching this evening. Or I guess it's morning over in, you know, I always get mixed up with India versus Vancouver. But I think your guys are about 12 hours ahead of us. So yeah, it must be late. It must be 11 o'clock over in Delhi right now. Hey, Ben Reynolds, thank you for that. 10 pounds, awesome. Very generous of you, sir. Thank you very much. And I think we have something on finals. It's a dash. Got another Dash 8 Q400. we have a jet on the north side. I wonder if that is Lynx Air. Let's see if we can capture him. It is. That's the Lynx Air. That's all we get to see, unfortunately. Well, I'm sorry about that, guys. As I say, the Vancouver Airport Authority put out a announcement that enthusiasts were welcome to join at the south side to see the Lynx Air. So they did route him onto the south side. So we did not get to see him. So we've got a 777 on short finals, guys. John Feza, thank you for the £5 donation. Yeah, it was a smoky landing. Smokier the better. That's right, Lufthansa's coming in. They're running the 747-400s in here daily. Well, they have been for the last week, so that's awesome. But that's after our show ends. It's well an hour after. I think it's around 3:15 is their arrival time. So yeah, we're not going to be here for that today. Hi Erwin, nice to see you here on the show. Hope all's going well at work. Yes, this is Canada. This is Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. This is the YVR Vancouver Airport Airliners Live show. What is the clicking sound? The clicking sound is the interference that we're getting from the rotating beacon here on the north side of the airfield. It's like a beep, actually. But we've also got grasshoppers making clicking sounds as well. That, what you just heard, is the rotating beacon. Yes, that is the rotating beacon sound, the beep. There it is again. Hey, thank you, Chris, for the £5. Much appreciate that. We've got Flare departing on the north side. I missed him, unfortunately. Yeah, no, sorry about that. Cannot find him. Actually, Air Canada. Okay, we've got another lander here. Okay, we've got an Air Canada 737 MAX inbound. Thank you, Loopy. I appreciate the help from the other side of the Atlantic. And I've got them on visual. Thank you, Glenn. Nice temperature this morning. Low teens. Hello, Rich F. Gregory, thank you for joining us. Tracy. Good action this morning. Well, we've got a little bit of a lull in the action, so I can recap some of the week's news, aviation news. Let me silence the radio. So I'm not sure if anybody was following the Canadian news quite as closely as we were here in Canada, but we've had some interesting announcements from Air Canada. A couple of things. First of all, they are increasing their Australia service, which is a post-pandemic great news item. They're going to be increasing to up to 14 flights from Vancouver to Australia starting this summer. So in June, they'll be adding in 10 weekly round trips from Vancouver to Sydney. And then in early July, they're adding 4 flights, weekly flights from Vancouver to Brisbane. So that is fantastic news that we're going to have 14 weekly flights from Vancouver to Sydney and Brisbane. They haven't yet announced Melbourne service or over to New Zealand, Auckland as well, but hopefully those services will be added in the foreseeable future as well. So that's all good, positive news, and I'm very happy to report that. Also, in other Air Canada news, due to the conflict in the Ukraine, they have temporarily announced a stop in the Vancouver-Delhi service. That service has been operating during the conflict with a technical stop in Dublin, and with the extended flight requirements to avoid the conflict zone from Dublin down to Delhi, as well as the costs of the technical stop and the extra fuel, they have just decided it made better operational sense to not operate that service. Passengers are going to be accommodated from Vancouver via Toronto instead. So Air Canada is going to see how that works out through the summer, and we'll have to hope that things settle down in the Ukraine as well. In other news, I was very interested to see Condor Airlines' new color scheme. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's all over the internet. They've basically, what I would call, introduced a zebra scheme. So the airplane is painted white, and they've got zebra circles, a zebra pattern that runs the entire length of the fuselage in different colors. So have a look at it. I'm curious to know what you guys think about Condor Airlines' new zebra color scheme. So yeah, look forward to seeing the chat on that. And what else can I tell you? Yes, some other big Canadian news, of course, was the Lynx Air 737 MAX inaugural today. They did vector him into the south side runway, and we did not get to see him, unfortunately. But in future shows, we will definitely have lots of opportunities to see that aircraft. I presume the aircraft is parking on the WestJet side, on the south side of the airport. So when we're filming from the south side, we're going to have tons of opportunity to see those Lynx flights. And as I say, I wish them well. I wish them a long, successful, and great service. to Vancouver, and today's their launch day, so they're launching service to all their destinations, I believe, across Canada from Calgary. They're based in Calgary, so I believe they're serving Vancouver, Kelowna, Calgary, Edmonton, Toronto, I believe, are their launch destinations. Their fares are very competitive. I would have flown on them. The only problem is right now their services are all originating and destinating in Calgary for the day. So it's impossible to do a day return out of Vancouver, for example. I'd have to overnight in Calgary to take advantage of that. So that will have to be something for the future. So what else? What other news can I report? Yes, I do have another WestJet news item for you guys, actually. This is interesting. Apparently, WestJet yesterday took delivery of their first 737-800 freighter. The aircraft was converted to cargo in Guangzhou, China. And they've been doing test flights out of Guangzhou over the past week. And yesterday, they ferried the aircraft. The ident is Bravo Papa Delta Lima. That's Bravo Papa Delta Lima. They ferried the 737-800 freighter to Tokyo, and then from Tokyo to Anchorage, where they did the crew rest. And today, the ferry crew are bringing the aircraft from Anchorage to Calgary direct. So that'll be nice to see WestJet pure 737-800 freighter in service, and I'm sure we'll see that aircraft here in Vancouver as well at some point in time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a lay of the land here on the north side here. I'll do that as well from behind the camera, but essentially we are facing due south. Normally, from the south side, we would be facing north. So we are looking into the sun. It is a sunny day, so we do have some silhouetting. It's par for the course. Obviously, if it's cloudy, it's better. So the gates that we have right here are the international gates. The U.S. gates are around the other side. And this is the north parallel runway. It's a 0826 operation. They're landing. Actually, we've got an airplane landing now, so I'll cut this short. So to again give a bit of a tour here, this taxiway here, where we have that aircraft that's visible center frame, Turning to the left takes you into the horseshoe. He's actually not doing that, but if an aircraft were to go to the left, that is inside the horseshoe. And these gates that we are seeing here on the far north side of the field, these are the international gates. So Asian flights, US flights, etc., Mexico, they will depart from these gates. And there are some swing gates as well. Swing gate is a gate which can be used for international segregated passengers, or it can swing for non-international. So we do have swing gates on this side. And then aircraft, oh, we have another aircraft on finals, guys. So I'll continue the tour, again, so people are familiarized with the layout here. This is the Air Canada 747 hangar. It was constructed in the late 60s, opened in time for the arrival of the first 747s in 1970-71. It is accessed from the south side taxiways. That's where it is. This is a remote parking stand. It's empty right now, but, well, actually, yes, there's a few aircraft sitting there. Those are remote stands. The buildings that you can see in the in the background are located in Richmond, British Columbia. That is a suburb of Vancouver. So that is not Vancouver. These buildings are not Vancouver. That is Richmond, BC. Population 250,000. And this hangar facility that we're looking at is the former CP Air hangar facility, constructed by CP Air, which was based in Vancouver, acquired by Air Canada 22 years ago, but it was the 747 hangar built for their aircraft as well in the early 70s. And we have an aircraft on finals, Dash 8. Okay guys, we have a flare on approach. Flare is one of Canada's low-cost carriers. So he's going around to the US side. I think this aircraft has arrived from Las Vegas, hence the destination for the US gates. We've got a Dash 8 on finals here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 18% power left on the battery, so when it gets down to 15, I'm going to announce a battery change just to give everybody a heads up, but we're getting there soon. Hey Kevs, thank you for signing up for your 2-month membership. Paul Davies, thank you. 2-month membership sign up. Awesome. Guys, we're at 15% now. So I am going to power the camera off and change the battery. I'll be back with you guys as soon as possible. So we're doing a battery change now. Okay guys, we are back. Hey Chris, thank you for signing up. You've renewed your membership. We see that. You actually upgraded to first class. Well, that is a first class gesture on your side. Thank you very much. So that's an Air Canada A320. It's actually hard to believe that that is a classic airliner now. Air Canada is retiring these aircraft in favor, of course, for new 737 MAX aircraft, and they've ordered A321neos as well. So they're getting harder to find, these old A320s. Hey, thank you, Matt. Appreciate your patience while we did the battery change. That is par for the course, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. Hey, Scott. Good afternoon, Edmonton. How are you guys doing in Edmonton? Hopefully it's decent weather. Yeah, Joe, I like the new Air Canada livery too. Way better than what we're looking at right there in center frame. It's just so much classier with the dark green or black and the red. It just, yeah, it looks awesome. Okay, 29 years. Online Devil, thank you for telling us that that A320 is 29 years old. It's getting up there. Hi, Matt. Good, glad to hear that, Scott. And thank you for joining us today. We've got a little bit of a lull in the action right now. That's okay. Let's have a look over at the Korean. So they've got the pallet loader there up to the side cargo door, and they're unloading the cargo. When we were out here last week for the filming, this guy came in from Guadalajara, Mexico. I'm not sure where this particular aircraft, this Korean cargo came in from today. Might have been Guadalajara. We've got a Dash 8 on finals, folks. That gives you a view of the layout here. We've got some spotters down by the fence line. Who's the man on the airplane? That is Alaska Airlines livery going back to the early 70s. It's an Eskimo, and he is a known historical figure for the people of Alaska. I believe he's an elder, and if you Google Alaska Airline logo, or smiling face Alaska Airlines logo, you'll find the name of that man. What else? Little bit of a quiet moment here. We have Air North scheduled service due in at 12:40, so that's apparently 5 minutes from now. Air North 737. Not sure if he'll come in on the north side or the south side, but we'll see. Hey John, how are things in Bonnie, Scotland? Thank you for tuning in this evening, and thank you for the £5 donation. That's very kind of you. Glad you liked the show, despite the quiet time. I think what we're going to do is we'll purchase a more robust speaker so we can get the ATC coming through in the background a little bit more powerful. So I am aware that it is too quiet, but we will get that resolved, folks. Don't you worry about that. We just want the best show we can deliver to you guys. Somebody's asking if I'm south of 8 right. No, I'm actually on the far north perimeter of the airfield. So we are looking at runway 0826 on the north side. So the arrivals that we have here, these are 26 right arrivals. I hope that makes sense. And speaking of which, speak of the devil, we've got one right now. Q400. Yeah, that's right. You guys want to tune in for the Friday show. Manchester Airliners Live. That's tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss that. Thank you, Esther. I'm glad you're liking the quality. We're doing the best we can, Esther. Again, it's only our second show, so we do have teething problems. Esther, thank you for the upgrade to business class, and thank you for your kind words. Shut down the port side engine, save on fuel. Looks weird though, doesn't it? But I don't blame him with the cost of fuel these days. We need to save every penny we can. Thank you for the £5, Christopher. Much appreciated. Christopher says, great job out of the gate. Love what you've done. Hopefully you'll do a little bit of nighttime too. You mean a nighttime live stream? Well, I'm up for it. Sounds interesting. Willing to give it a go. We've also got the float base here in Vancouver, Downtown Harbor float base. So that's a stream that we can certainly look forward to as well. It's a nice view, all those Air Canada tails. Oh, nice. I love fleet shots like that. Back in the aircraft slide photography days, I love taking color slides of lined up tails. Just looks so cool. Hey, thank you, Paul. And Verinder. Rui Jorge from Portugal, thank you for tuning in this evening. Allison and Phil. Will we be showing any? Oh, sorry guys, we have an aircraft on final, and I don't want to miss that. So guys, we have a aircraft on approach on the other side, south side, so runway 26 left. I'll see if I can get panned in there so you guys can at least see what the quality looks like, but it is far away, I must add. That's our Air North. It. So again, there are pros and cons for each location. And we'll look forward to your enjoying all of the locations and mixing it up. The beautiful thing about Vancouver is we have variety. We have ocean, we have mountains, we have warm winters, smoky warm winters. We have relatively mild winters. Mild winters. We have warm summers. So we've got a mixed bag. We've got a little bit of a wind on the mic. We've had a lot worse though than this. Kitsilano Beach, yes, Kitsilano Beach. A little bit more polluted than I would like, so it's not somewhere I swim. Try to avoid cholera whenever possible. There are frequent cholera warnings in our beach areas, unfortunately. It's very sad. Unfortunately, Vancouver sewage is pumped right out into the ocean, and in the summer months we do have these buildups, and the health authorities put out warnings that it is not safe to go in the water. And of course we have the tanker traffic as well, and they dump their raw sewage, although they're not supposed to, but it does happen. got a little bit of heat distortion because the temperature is now building, which is nice. Yeah, the kids' pool is lovely. Definitely like spending time there. When it's possible to park, we would generally go down to kids' pool in the morning before the crowds arrive. 10 o'clock, I think they open around 9 or 10, and get some laps in. I miss that actually. That's a great question, Mikey. What are your favorite planes here in Vancouver? Would like to see people's comments. Now, you guys haven't seen any of the float plane action yet, but still, what is your... Oh, hang on, guys. We have a movement of WestJet 787 pushing off the gate. We've got Pasco on the traffic quite a bit on the radios this morning. That's again Pacific Coastal Airlines. As far as the tankers dumping their sewage, yeah, it does happen, and it makes the media here, obviously, and fines are levied. So at any given time, you won't see more than 13 tankers in Vancouver Harbor waiting to be parked. So that's kind of the limit, 13 or 14 tankers. A350 base leg, so I'm guessing that is Singapore Airlines. Do we get any Convairs? Yes, we have resident Convairs. There's 3 or 4 Convair 580s, or even at the 5800, for those of you who know what the Convair 5800 is. They live here and they operate parcel services on behalf of Purolator and I guess other courier companies. They're Kelowna Flightcraft owned and operated. They've been here for decades. They're a summer operation for filming because they do tend to leave and depart very early and very late. But I love classic aircraft and I love the Convairs, and we'll get to see them, guys. Where's the 787 going? I believe Maui, Hawaii. So guys, we've got some final action here. Sorry about that. So we'll just pan back to the WestJet 7-8 taxiing out. We've got the Singapore on short finals, guys, so I am going to sacrifice this guy for the Singapore. I apologize. My apologies. We're going for the Singapore. Sorry guys, I completely missed that. Very frustrating. Yeah, completely missed it. Guys, it's quite busy. And we've got an aircraft on finals too here. Oh. When it rains, it pours. Hey, thank you, Jane. I appreciate that. So this was the Korean inbound from Seoul. Nice to see the double Korean in Vancouver. You'd think this was Seoul? Several years ago, it was on my list of things to do. So I was saying a couple of years ago, it was on my list of things to do, was to go to Korea and fly on Korean on their 747-400s on their domestic services. They were operating them out of Gimpo Airport, which is the downtown airport in Seoul, to Cebu, not to Cebu, to the other island. They retired the aircraft before I could get that trip in. Jeju is where they were flying the aircraft to. So it was about a 1-hour service on a 747-400, which was very appealing. Hey, Christopher. Thank you for the upgrade to VIP. Nice to see that. Business class, the only way to go. Speaking of business class, I did get to fly business class on a 747-400 just before the start of the pandemic. I redeemed some points and we flew on Thai from Narita to Bangkok, and then we did Bangkok return to Phuket, and then back to Tokyo. So we had 3 747-400 flights in business class, and they sat us up front in the first class seat. So I was in row 2, and that was absolutely fantastic. That was a trip of a lifetime. I'm so glad we redeemed those points. I'm not sure if Thai has resurrected their 747-400s in the fashion that Lufthansa has, but it was a beautiful, beautiful trip, that's for sure. So I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but Lufthansa is not bringing their A380s back into service. They're gone, they're toast. They're history. But for the time being, you can get a flight on Lufthansa's 400s to Vancouver. I've never had an A380 flight. It's on the list. My logbook is anxiously awaiting that day. Curious to know what you guys think. If you had a chance to get an A380 flight or a 747-400 flight, what would you take? Irregardless of whether you've had both or either, what would you take if it was offered to you? A380 or 747-400? Very curious to know what you guys would choose and why. I believe the A330 that we see in the background is going to Montreal. Hey Drew, thank you very much for the donation. Awesome, much appreciated. Christopher Wood, the business class upgrade, that's right. Wow, so some... Yeah, 747-8, definitely. Have not been on one of those, and getting rarer and harder to do by the day. I think you've only got 2 choices. Lufthansa or Korean. I think Lufthansa will have their 747-8s in service for some time. Do you hear a float plane? Yeah, I hear it myself. Your ears are very good. Yes, good catch on the float plane. Good catch. Give that viewer a star. There we have him. Turbine Otter, Harbor Air, took off from the float base and it's now heading to downtown. Or no, maybe he's heading south to Victoria. But good ears, good ears. Yeah, when flying on 747 400s or 800s, I think it's got to be business class if you can afford it or you've got the points. For one reason, in my opinion. You get forward of the engines and the wing and you've got that classic view looking back at the engines. There's nothing more comforting than looking out the window and seeing two engines earning their keep on the wing. I love it. I love that view of the two engines and the wing flex too, right? You know, when the aircraft's taking off, you get the engines bouncing and the wings bouncing up and down. It's just awesome. They don't build airplanes like that anymore, unfortunately. We've got a CRJ taxiing out. Air Canada Jazz. So for those of you that are curious, the camera is now pointing due south. And here's another float plane. No, that's not a float plane. It's a Navajo. Looks like a Navajo. Noisy guys. So they moved JAL to a remote spot. Trying to point the camera to where there's something happening. We've got another lull in the action. I just adjusted the shutter on the camera, just stopped it down a little bit. I hope that's not too dark for you guys. Maybe it is. Just give me a second here, guys. I'll adjust that. Yeah, it's a bit better. Montreal service, I believe. Air Canada's direct Vancouver-Montreal. It's a nice 5.5 hour ride. The classic bus. Isn't that interesting? The distance from Vancouver to Montreal, I think, is similar to London, Cairo, in that proximity. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, what's happening here down on the field? Yeah, so there's the thought I saw an aircraft out there, but yeah. So guys, I'm having trouble keeping into the chat because the iPad that I brought for that purpose, even though it was plugged in, the power died in about an hour. And on my phone, when the power drops, I've got the screensaver. Even though I've got it turned off, the screensaver turns on. So I'm constantly having to deactivate that. And so that's why I'm not in the chat as much as I would like to, and I apologize for that. And when the aircraft go out of frame, that's because I'm looking down at the phone, fiddling, trying to get into the chat. So again, I'm just doing the best I can. I want you to know that I'm aware that I'm not in the chat as much as I should be, and I'm aware that the aircraft are going out of frame because I'm trying to rectify the technical issues I've just explained. So, I'm now trying to get into the chat, but yeah, I lost. Okay. Hey, Carl. Thank you for the $10. Awesome. Nice to see you, Carl. Thank you so very much. Carl is a local Vancouver guy, somebody I know well, and he's an awesome guy. He's a first-class aviation enthusiast, a lifelong aviation enthusiast. So a friend of mine has just sent me a notification that there's a U.S. Air Force C-5B just east of Hope, which is about an hour's drive east of where I'm standing right now. So we've got a U.S. Air Force C-5 heading this way. So I guess he's at altitude. I don't think he'll make an appearance at YVR, but if he's in the sky, I'll see if I can find him. But yeah, that's very cool. U.S. Air Force Galaxy. So Carl says, great to see and hear you over here, Henry. This is fantastic. I just discovered this channel in the last hour. Hey, I'm in Travels. Thank you very much for that $5 donation. Every little bit helps, and I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Kitchen Faucet says the C5 is descending, could hit YVR. Well, if it makes an appearance here, I will be very happy. I think we will all be very happy, but even just seeing it would be awesome. Let's see what's happening at the north gates. Oh geez, he held for a long time. Got an aircraft on finals, folks. Let's get him in the... Here we go. Guys, we have a battery situation. We're at 19% battery, and we have at least another 20 minutes of the show. So I am confident this battery is not going to last 20 minutes. So when it gets down to 15%, I'm going to do a battery change. I'm watching it closely. So I'm, again, giving everybody a heads up. We are going to do a battery change probably in the next few minutes. That's the Air North. So the battery's at 18%. So as I say, when it gets down to 15, we're going to do the battery change. I just don't want to be running it down lower than that, because last time I was hoping to take it down less than like towards the 10 range, and it just dropped right down to nothing, and we had no knowledge, or it came out of the blue and hit us. So I don't want that to happen again. I'd rather it happen in a controlled manner. So you know what? It is quiet now. There's nothing that I can see on the approach. There's nothing pushing. So let's do the battery change now, guys. I'll do a countdown from 10, and then I'll turn the camera off, and we'll do the battery change. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and I'll see you guys shortly. And we're back. Thank you guys for your patience. That was the safe course of action. So we did not miss anything. Quiet here at the field. So guys, we've got a little bit of quiet time here, so I figured I'd explain kind of where this is in terms of geography. Sea Island is a river delta formed thousands of years ago in the Fraser River, the mouth of the Fraser River where it meets the Pacific Ocean. This is a wildlife reserve today, the area outside of the airfield, I should say, and there's all kinds of birds that make their natural habitat here. So you may hear certain birds in the background, certain chirping. There are frogs, and whenever I see a bird or an animal that is of interest, I'll do my best to put the camera on it so you can have a look. But there are loons, geese, mallards. I'm not talking the aircraft versions. I'm talking the real, the bird versions of those. So that's where we are. A lot of nature enthusiasts come out here to see the feathered birds, and there are some beach areas around here as well where people go for walks, and it is popular in the summer. So you can hear the chirping, that's a cricket, and it's a very nice and tranquil place to come and spend time, not only taking in the metal action, but also the feathered action as well. So just wanted to give you that tidbit. And we do have a C5A Galaxy in the area. I don't believe it's going to be approaching anywhere that we can see it, but if it does, we'll of course we'll be aware. But we'll run the show until the flare lands, which is, I believe, in about 20 minutes. He's due in around 2 o'clock local, and he's not on finals at this point. So I hope everybody's enjoyed the show. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's turned into a fabulous day. It's nice and warm. We've got a little bit of a breeze, and I know that's been hitting the mic, but it is what it is. But it's probably going to be the warmest day we've had this year, so that is awesome. Us Vancouverites, although our winters aren't severe, we really don't like all the rain and cold and dampness, much like the UK. So it is what it is, and I thank you all for tuning in. But let's see what we get for the next 20 minutes, the final segment of our show. There we go. right, well, yeah, keep me.
And there's a child preview on the way in as well. We should probably wrap up now, but we'll keep you updated.
Sounds good. Just so you're aware, I have my phone plugged into the charger, but because I'm running so much, it's like hovering at just a few percent. It might die on me, but I will stay here and run the show, and we'll see how it goes. So I just wanted to let you, yeah, thank you, Martin. Thank you. So I'm not sure if everybody heard the call from Martin, Airliners Live in the UK. He just gave me the heads up that the C5 Galaxy, there's a good chance he may come to Vancouver. So, and he's behind a WestJet 737 inbound from Calgary. Let's see what happens. We might get a surprise visitor. It would be awesome. So we've got something on finals, guys. So I'm going to pull the camera over to the final approach for us. we've got the C5 on finals here, guys. We have the C5 on finals. replace the flare for the Galaxy. Well guys, that was nothing short of spectacular for Vancouver. It's from Westover Air Force Base. That's what my eyes are telling me. I think that's Westover. So a ground tech came out of the front stairs of the C5 with the chocks. He's going to chalk the aircraft, and then I guess they'll shut her down. This is a major movement for Vancouver, folks. Major movement. Hey Kevin, thank you very much for that £50 donation. That is very kind of you. Thank you again, Kevin. Just, yeah, super generous. We've got the ANA 787 on approach while they do the final marshal in on this Galaxy. Canada outbound. Sorry guys, I've been really focused on the camera as opposed to the chat, just with the C5 Galaxy coming in. And we now have the ANA, so we're going to move the camera to the approach. nose opening there, guys. This was a totally unannounced visit, or it certainly was unknown to me. Guys, we've got something on finals, so I'm going to pull the camera to the approach. Okay guys, we have Morningstar on 26 right, which is where we're at. So we're gonna wait for the Morningstar arrival and then we'll knock it on the head and call it a day. So we've got Morningstar inbound. So I've just got the camera pointed at the C5, hoping that the nose will lower there and he'll squat down to the ground. That's kind of interesting if it does that for us. going to take the camera around to the approach.
happening here? Yeah, they kneeled the nose down. There we go. So they've lowered the nose down to the ground. Well, guys, hang on. One final landing here. I saw a hawk, guys. There he is. That is a hawk.
I think that is a good way to end today's show. What can I say? I mean, it was our first Northside filming here at YVR for the Airliners Live show, and I have to pinch myself because I can't believe what I just saw. C5A Galaxy land right here in Vancouver, North Runway. Wow, just it's the first time I've ever seen such a thing. I think it was incredible. We were so lucky. Karma works in such amazing ways. We missed the Lynx, but we were more than rewarded with a C5 Galaxy landing, guys. Wow. We'll be able to see the Lynx on other days. The Lynx will be here every day, but C5 Galaxy is a gift from the heavens. I mean, wow. I am so happy we all got to see it. I'm so happy you guys got to see it. And thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. UK Greenwich Mean Time, you want to tune in for the Airliners Live show at Manchester with Martin and Andy. That's going to be a good show too. You never know what's going to show up, as evidenced with the US Air Force showing up here in Vancouver today. So thank you all for tuning in. It's been a good show. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't wait until next week. Wishing you all good day, good night, good morning. Thank you again, and happy spotting, happy travels. Take care. We'll see everybody next week.